ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Suds News with our brand new entrance intro video. Thank you to Big Mike. I want to let everybody know we are here live. And I am Vinnie as always. This is Angela. And we've got a lot to go over today, don't we?
So much. A lot happened.
Talk about goodness. Yes.
Oh, that's been the way, though.
You're exactly right.
GH has been on fire, and I love it.
Yes, you are exactly right. It has been on fire. And, you know, you're going to get people that are complaining about it and whatever. But the fact of the matter is that GH has been firing on all cylinders lately. Donna says that Angela is a little blurry. It might be a camera issue. Might be lighting. We'll get it fixed.
Let me see what I can do for you there, Donna. I wouldn't want you to not be able to see me.
For those of you that are watching on Facebook, I am going ahead and fixing the audience settings, so it is public now. So you can go online and on Facebook and share alike. We are here. Today is Monday, October 21st, 2024. Hey, David, welcome to the chat. Hey, Ann. Hey, Chad.
And hello to you, too.
As you can tell from the title of today's episode, Cody and Sasha are kissing cousins. And everybody's been talking about Holly being Sasha's mother and, or Sasha being Holly's daughter. And I figured what the hell, will go a little differently. But either way, we are here live to talk about all the, as the kids say, all the tea, all the rumor and innuendo, all the gossip that's going on in Port Charles, New York, our favorite fictional city.
Yes, and there is quite a bit.
Yes, there is. We are all caught up with watching today's episode, and we are live not only on our YouTube page, so go ahead and like the video, hit that subscribe button, get notified, and anytime something goes live on our page or whatever page you're watching, you'll get that notification. We are also an official affiliate of the WWE shop, which is a Fanatics experience. Go over to suds-media.com/wrestling merch. That brings you there with our affiliate link. Whether you're buying something to support CM Punk, something to support WrestleMania, the NWO, any current wrestler, legend, Hall of Famer, or NXT wrestler, and we get a commission based on it. We are also an official affiliate of Podpage. If you're looking for a great website for your podcast, go over to podpage.com/suds and get yourself set up with an awesome website. That's where our website is through, suds-media.com. And Podpage is the place to be. It has an automatic import function for all YouTube videos, RSS feeds, and everything. And I do want to remind everybody, Saturday, November 16th, 2024, starting at 12 noon, we are embarking on a 24-hour charity telethon to support the organization Samantha's Friends. So keep that in mind. It's going to go from 12 noon to 12 noon, the 16th to the 17th in November. That's just Saturday to Sunday. And we're going to have a bunch of podcasters helping out, taking shifts, being live on multiple platforms. And we're looking at trying to get some celebrity guests interviews as well to help out. So we're going to be doing that. It's going to be a great time. Keep that in mind. Saturday, November 16th, 2024 at 12 noon. All right. So now that the announcements are out of the way,
Donna, let me know if the blurriness is gone. I think I got it, but we'll see.
I can tell you the camera's looking a lot better.
Okay. I used my little cleaner brush on it.
So just to kind of catch up on the chat, Donna says, happy birthday to Carrie Fisher in heaven. So yes,
Princess Leia. Fisher. She is a Disney princess.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Star Wars is owned by Disney right now. Um, so we're gonna have to jump right into it. David says Holly just wants Robert and doesn't want any complications in the way. Um, so that's we're gonna be right into it. Is this a swerve?
I mean, it's a rewrite, but I don't think I have a feeling she's telling the truth.
Yep.
Um, because, otherwise we'd have seen her scrambling to try to sweet talk, Jack Brennan into
Yes,
fixing the test.
that's
I mean,
true.
honestly, this doesn't help her with Robert.
No, not at all.
So, I don't see what she gains here. So I have a feeling she's telling the truth.
Yeah.
Um, it's interesting. I mean, for the first time ever, I'm always like, wow, it would be really great if Robin was on screen. Like literally the first
Exactly.
time ever. I have hated Robin since she was a small child. Kimberly McCullough is great. I just hate the character of Robin and have since she was first introduced. She used to remind me of that robot from Small Wonder. You know who I'm talking about? Vicky, I think was
Yes.
her name. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I've always hated her, but I was like, oh, it'd be interesting to see her deal with not being Robert's only child.
Yes, I agree. But alas, Kimberly McCullough is doing a lot of directing, putting family
Hmm.
first, so she won't be
No
back.
interest to come back. Yeah.
So here's the thing: is I I don't know all of the GH history, and I'm not going to pretend I do. But Angela, you do know a large part of it. Um,
Hmm.
let's kind of break this down into the granular detail of it, because online, of course, on the Twitter machine, there have been a lot of people who are
Yeah.
clutching their pearls because of the rewrites and um, the retcon, so to speak. Let's kind of address a couple. First of all, I have to give GH a lot of props, because on Friday's episode, they answered a lot of the questions that
They
the fans had.
really did. They really, really did. It's like they knew. They're like
Yes,
these psychopaths on Twitter,
yes,
and they said, I mean, because a paternity test does just say yes or no. Like if the cops put, DNA into the
right,
national database, it will tell you if there are close matches. That it'll
right,
absolutely do. But a paternity test is yes or no. It doesn't say yes, but it's another family member's kid. That's not Felicia's right.
right.
That is not how it works. It's yes or no.
Yeah, exactly.
Um so that question was automatically answered. As far as the show with, well, in this year in real life on this show Holly wasn't pregnant, so what? Knock it off. Knock it off. It is a soap opera. Time is fluid.
Yeah,
1992 in our heads was not 1992 on the soap opera.
that's true.
And stuff changes. It's just how it is. And yes, this is a retcon. So was Carly. So was Sam.
Yeah,
So was Drew.
yeah,
So was Dawn. So was Sonny having his brother Rick or
yep,
his sister Courtney. Nick was a retcon.
yep.
And
So yeah,
and that's soap operas. Long Lost Kids are soap operas. I thought it was a thrilling twist, and I was like,
yes,
"Oh my god, I never saw that coming."
I didn't either. I
It
was
was I was
shocked.
like, "That's fun.
Yeah.
That is a lot of fun."
All right. So David asks, does the timeline fall correctly?
No.
Okay.
They showed Holly when she thought Robert was dead and
Hmm.
she wasn't pregnant. So no, it doesn't. But they showed her for like a year. So it's fudgeable either way.
Yeah.
And I also want to address, I saw a lot of people on the timeline today complaining about the flashback that they used today.
Hmm.
And it was from, Robert and Holly when they were first getting married. They were getting married. It was a marriage of convenience.
Yeah, it looked
She
like
was
a green
pregnant
card
with Luke's
marriage.
baby. They thought Luke was dead. He was marrying her to keep her in the country as a favor, because he felt he owed it to his good friend Luke. Now, a lot of people thought that was the show saying that was when Holly was supposedly pregnant. It
Yep.
wasn't. That was Robert looking back on him and Holly's start. It wasn't
Yeah.
them saying that's when she was pregnant with Sasha, just because he mentioned a child. That wasn't what they were saying. That was just Robert thinking back on when he and Holly started, because that was their beginning. Stop. I'm sorry. These dogs are being pains in the butts. They're going to go
That's right.
downstairs if they don't stop. See how quickly they shushed? So,
So
yeah.
I have
So,
to,
people
yeah.
need to knock that.
So we do have, for those of you that are wrestling fans, this surprise of Holly and um of Holly and Sasha, being mother and daughter, that twist was to me like Cody losing at WrestleMania 39. That's basically what it felt like to me. That was it, what the twist was, and the surprise factor. Um, Another thing that I want to address is, and I heard this on both JLJ's website, and it was also mentioned in the chat here by Steven. In the state of New York, for romances and marriages between first cousins is legal. Um, I mean, they
Yes.
didn't know each other. They didn't grow up together. Neither one of them knew they had a father in Port Charles until this year.
Right.
So,
Well, here's the thing is I think one of the reasons they did this is that they wanted to break up Cody and Sasha
yeah.
without it being, but they didn't really have a reason for it to be acrimonious, because Willow and Michael are about to get busted up. So they've
Hmm.
also kind of been highlighting the Sasha and Michael connection more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so this kind of accomplishes those things. And her and Cody can still be friends, and they haven't slept together
As far as we know, right. We
because they
haven't
kept
stayed.
getting interrupted.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I do feel like um, having Sasha now connected to Holly and potentially Robert is an investment in the character of Sasha. Like, she's going to be
Absolutely.
there long term.
Same with Cody.
Yeah.
Giving Mac finally a biological child is huge.
Yeah.
So,
So
and
being
that timeline didn't line up either.
no, it
We
didn't.
saw Dominique after her and Mac broke up, and she wasn't having his child. Who gives a shit? This is a soap
Right.
opera.
Exactly.
There was an
Uh,
alien that lived above Anna's garage. There was a diamond that controlled a weather machine that controlled the world's weather.
there was a doctor that implanted twins' memories into the other
Each
twin.
right, exactly. There was, Duke, Cesar Faison in the Duke mask, which changed his body build and height.
Yep.
But people get hung up on these. I can't.
You're right, Donna.
This isn't a
So be
subject you're
goodness.
being taught in school.
Yes.
Oh, God.
The soapy goodness is there. I am enjoying it.
Yes.
It does happen in real life, and I love
hmm
it. It does. And you're right, Donna. It does create another generation of legacy families
hmm
because the one thing that Elizabeth Corte and Chris Van Etten are doing are they're rebuilding the core families.
Yeah.
You know,
And
and
the Scorpios
yeah,
are getting built, and that's huge. I
it is.
think, because that's, again, I'm looking at this is like the 80s to me. They're like reshaping the 80s, which was GH's heyday, and I love it.
I do too. Yeah, it's
Donna
fantastic.
asked why we think they're busting up so many couples. I have theories, but what do you think, Vin?
I don't honestly. I don't know. I I wish I kind of had forethought into why they're busting up so many couples. Um, I really feel like Cody and Sasha are a great
Hmm.
couple. I really like the energy and the passion. I
Hmm.
if Sasha and Michael do come together and come back together, which I really loved the Michael and Sasha pairing when it
Hmm.
first happened. In
Yes.
fact, I love the Sasha character in general.
Hmm.
Um,
Same.
I would love to see them be more of the like throwback to the 80s action couples, like the Luke and Laura, like the Robert and Holly or Anna and Robert, where they go on, different schemes or different adventures, so to speak.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
that's kind of hard with Michael having the two small children, but it's still possible because, kids are accessories on soap operas.
yeah,
I think the reason they're doing it is because happy couples on a soap opera are boring couples.
that's very true.
Michael and Willow are real, real cute, but we're not watching Hallmark.
Yeah, exactly. And how fitting it is for a Hallmark actor like Cameron Matson to be the one busting up that
Oh
that
my
Hallmark
God. And I'm
romance.
just picturing, I mean, I might be giving the show too much credit. People accuse me of that all the time, but Drew's going to be getting Scout when Sam
Yes.
dies. And Nina is going to want to play mommy to that little girl.
Yeah.
But can you picture? I'm thinking that Scout will gravitate more towards Willow.
Oh, I agree.
And that because Scout will be living on the Quartermain grounds.
Yeah.
And Willow was a teacher and she's a nurse. And, I could
Yeah.
just see that. You know what I mean? And I could see Nina and Willow at odds over
I can
Scout
definitely.
and Drew. And that's awesome soap opera.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a fantastic. I just love all these mother daughter dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have Sam and Alexis who were at odds for the longest time until finding out that they were mother and daughter, and then now they're closer. And then you
Mm-hmm.
had Carly and Bobby. Carly comes in to sabotage
Mm-hmm.
Bobby's marriage, and then they're closer as always. Now you've
Right.
got Holly and Sasha wants nothing to do with Holly.
Mm-hmm. But Holly's not going to be around long enough to fix that.
No, she's already done filming, so
Right.
she's
So,
leaving
but it
relatively soon.
gives also Holly more reason to come pop back in,
Yeah, exactly.
which is great.
Um,
So,
so just kind of catching up on chat a little bit. Um, Quiet Star says Michael and Willow. I wish it was anyone but Drew breaking them up. Um, and Donna says I was a huge fan of Jamie.
I think
I
they're
don't
talking
know.
about Days of Our Lives.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Hmm.
Um, Quiet Star says good point about rebuilding the Scorpio family. For a long time, it was Maxie and her family,
Guiding Light.
and they build
Yeah.
other characters like Nina and Nina around her. Um, and Chad says my theory is they want to focus more on story than ships. There are still ships, but it's going to focus more on that. Um, so I don't know. Donna says, do we think Tristan is retiring?
I think
That
so, but we'll
I
see.
think, yeah, that's a rumor. It's only a rumor. Rumors
Yeah.
don't always come true, so just
Hmm.
take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah. It's just my opinion. I don't have anything that it just
Now,
seems to me that that's where this is going, but we'll see.
now, didn't Guiding Light do a Cousins storyline? I
Hmm.
never saw that show, so
Yes.
I guess I'm assuming that's the one Don is talking about, Jonathan and
Yeah.
Tammy.
Yeah.
I never saw that show, so I can't comment on that. Um,
They did.
but
Yes.
it's been done.
Mm-hmm.
It's been done before, but so we'll see. We'll see where
Mm-hmm.
it plays out. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
really enjoying. I'm enjoying being. I enjoy being surprised. When because whether it's a soap opera or a wrestling show, um, when it's too
Mm-hmm.
predictable, that's when it gets boring. And I'm telling you,
And
they should be
I
keeping
don't
me
think
on.
anybody expected Sasha to open that door and say, "What are you doing here, mother?"
Yes, no, not at all. I
To
did
Holly.
not.
No one saw that coming.
No,
Mm-mm.
I don't believe so either. Um, and that's
Mm-hmm.
been the talk of the town. Now I
Yeah.
do like that. I do like Sasha going directly to Robert, saying, "So you're
Mm-hmm.
apparently my father. Let's do a
No,
DNA test."
what she said is, "Let's get something straight. You are not my father." And
Right?
Robert's just like, "What? Wait a minute. Catch me up here."
Yeah.
That was great.
And she said, "Will you agree to a paternity test?" And he said, "Yes." Um, and then
And
she
he
goes,
didn't trust
"But not the
GH's
GH
lab,
lab."
which
Yeah,
I loved that. I thought that was hysterical that he didn't trust GH's lab.
yeah. I didn't. I love that. Because Sasha's like, because
Mhm.
my mother has reach into the GH lab. I don't trust them, so
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
that was absolutely fantastic to
Hmm.
watch. I
Yep.
loved it. And then the next day when Holly went over to Maxie and Felicia's house and explaining everything, and that's when the Twitter people got their answers. When Holly said,
Hmm.
you know, I thought that Robert was dead. I hid it from Maxie said, well, what about the DNA test? Oh, we got the paternity test that just said yes or no, not degree of, you know, not percentage. So
Right.
I enjoyed it.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, I like how Robert called Brennan and said, "Hey Jack, I have a favor for you."
Yes. Yep.
It must be the Aussies wanting to work together because I didn't think they had that close of a bond where Brennan would do any favors for Robert.
Well, I mean, Robert's the DA in the town, and Robert does have WSB connections, so and Brennan's trying to play nice, so now Robert owes him a favor.
Yeah,
Something that he doesn't even have to break the rules for.
that's very
Really.
true.
Carly, he broke international law for. This is nothing.
Right, this is nothing.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, folks were surprised that Holly ended up being Sasha's mom. That's been
Hmm.
been all weekend on Twitter. Um, but
Yes.
welcome Tony into the chat. Um, and let's see, and it's great when GH actually addresses the questions that are being
Hmm.
asked online. It's because they knew they figured it out.
What's really funny is that they must have seen those ones coming from a mile away because they
Oh
addressed it
yeah,
the very next day. So it's not even
yes,
like they had a chance to see the questions. They're just like, "Oh, we know where this is going.
yes.
We
You're
know they
exactly
know us. They know how we are on our bullshit well enough that."
yes, yes. You are exactly right. Um, all
Hmm.
right, so let's move on a little bit. As we know, the Grim Reaper will be coming for Sam's character pretty soon, um, and we've seen her on her goodbye tour, so to speak.
Hmm. Yes.
Um, on Friday, she went and sat with her mother and her two sisters, and Molly and Christina turned it all about them,
Yeah, that ended
and
up
that
being, yeah.
and Sam wouldn't choose sides between them. So when she does die, they're going to have this huge amount of guilt over them. Both of them, both Christina and Molly, are
Yep.
going to have so much guilt because they couldn't focus on Sam for once and the news that she was bringing. They
Yes.
could only focus on their uh, quarrel. And
Hmm.
it, if I don't hear the name um, Adela or Irene at all, it'll be too soon. I just, I, I'm tired of it.
I liked Rick correcting her though. I liked
Yes.
Rick correcting her. I loved that whole scene. I loved Rick. Just because, I mean, I get it. Sam doesn't want to choose sides. My thing is that these people need to look at Christina and go, knock off your bullshit. You're wrong here. Stop it.
Yeah.
You're grieving, and that's fine, but stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. Because she's wrong. I'm just so sick of her shit. I really am. Although I'm pretty sure after Sam dies, Alexis is gonna be real not happy with her other two children.
Oh yeah, exactly.
She's just gonna be like, yeah.
So I mean, you're right, David. Christina and Molly have both been brats, and they both want to blame the other one or Chris. It's like Chris. Here's the thing. Molly and TJ are now finally on the same page where it wasn't necessarily Christina's fault. It was her fault going over to Ava's, but it was Ava's fault the baby died.
I disagree. I think it was Christina's fault for being there, and
Agreed.
it was an accident that the baby died.
Yeah.
Ava didn't push her. Ava didn't come at her. Ava grabbed her arm because Christina was threatening her. Christina pulled away and fell.
Yeah, tripped over a bag and fell.
My thing is this. It would be different if we hadn't seen Christina start shit with Joss more than once.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If we hadn't seen Christina already planning on taking that baby.
Yes.
Without, talking to, if we hadn't have seen those things play out, Christina might be looking a little different right now.
Yeah.
But, Christina was, she kept stepping to Joss and then blaming Joss for it when it wasn't Joss.
Yeah.
She started the shit every single time.
Yeah.
And her and Molly had talked about the damn subpoena.
Yeah.
And then she went over to Ava's with attitude from the jump.
Right.
To confront Ava, and she's sitting there going, "You killed Connie, you killed Morgan." Then what the hell were you doing going over there, moron?
What I want to see happen is, first of all, if the rumors are true and Maurice is leaving, we don't know that for a fact. It's just it's all rumors right now.
It better happen. I've been spending a lot of money on goats to sacrifice. I'm just telling you.
I want to see Sonny kind of sit with Christina and kind of talk to her because she's starting to show signs of mental illness. And we know that Sonny has a history of that. And I know that it's going to take a turn away from, the current storyline. But with the postpartum depression, with the fact of going through the traumatic experience of falling out the window, which I still think the Metro Court should be held liable for the faulty window panes. But there is something there as to why Christina is acting out, other than just being impulsive. That would be part of the the bipolar.
Possibly, but this is how Christina has always been.
No,
this
you're
is
right.
the girl who, and that could be that could lead into that she's had this mental illness forever, and it's just getting worse. But I mean, this is the girl who, when her boyfriend was beating her, blamed somebody else for it, so her dad wouldn't kill her boyfriend.
Yes.
Meanwhile, she blamed a friend who was then targeted by her father. You know what I mean? It's just, this is her. And I saw in the chat that said, Molly, somebody said something about Molly blaming everyone for this accident, and that's not good. Well, the thing is that she's not blaming everybody for the accident. She's blaming Christina for going to Ava's in the first place.
Right.
That's what she said. And she wants Ava prosecuted because, they think that Ava actually did it. But her thing is, Christina went there, and she's right. She's right. And Christina should not have gone there. She shouldn't
You're
have.
absolutely right.
Christina shouldn't have gone there not pregnant, especially with what she knows about Ava.
Alone being pregnant.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And quiet says sue Nina for that because of the windows. I understand that.
Yeah.
So um, Tony does say Molly and Christina's reactions aren't the same. Both people's reactions are not equally justified, and to a point, they're not. They both Molly and Christina lost the baby, regardless of what you want to say.
True.
Christina physically lost the baby and was growing an emotional bond to it. However, Molly, it was Molly and TJ's baby, so regardless of what the legal turnout would have been had the baby thrived,
Right.
they both are grieving, and
And you're completely right about that. Alexis is wrong though to tell them that they should be getting through it together.
you're right, exactly.
Because
That
they
was
can't.
totally wrong.
I mean, Christina, her feelings are understandable. This is what Alexis was saying, and this is why agencies will, like surrogacy agencies, will not let somebody who has not had a child be a surrogate because you
Right.
don't know how you're going to feel, especially with it being your egg. You don't know how you're going to feel. And she hadn't had a child. She didn't know how she was going to feel. And that's not her fault, even though it kind of is because Alexis warned them. But that's
Yes.
also Molly's fault because Alexis warned them.
Yes.
However, Christina was not honest with her sister
Right.
that she was feeling a bond to the baby, that she was already calling it my baby, that she was, had named the child and,
Yeah.
had done all of this. And she wasn't honest with her sister that she was planning on keeping the baby.
Yeah.
So while Christina's reaction, because she was doing all of those things, so she is reacting like somebody who has lost her child. But Molly is also reacting like somebody who's lost her child, and she's not the one who was shady about any of it.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? And her
Yep.
sister continuing to have to call that child Adela, I want somebody to punch her in the throat. That can be an internal monologue around Molly and other people.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
She can go talk to Sunny about Adela.
Right.
Even if she doesn't want to say Irene, can't she just say the baby?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because she's just
Yep.
being an insensitive bitch at that point.
Yeah. And Shapira said that in the chat was that if Christina wants to call the baby Adela to herself, that's fine, but not around Molly because again, you're absolutely right. The fact is that she is being insensitive to Molly. Molly's I have to give it to Molly and TJ. They're having some type of grace for Christina.
Mm-hmm.
Christina's not giving them the same respect.
But again, that's always been Christina. She has to be the center of drama and attention. She did it when she was a teenager. She did it, that's always been Christina. She is
And that's
the
directly from
worst parts of both her father and her mother.
Yeah,
She
exactly.
really is. And it's, and even Alexis, when she was in prison and talking to Martin, and he was like, are you telling me that your grown daughter can't be counted on to have any control over herself? She's just like, yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Yeah, it's pretty much what I said, word for word.
And Christina gets goaded into it. Rick goaded her into that altercation at the the steak place. Because of the simple fact that and you're right. Donna points out Christina was much more mature with Blaze, and for the amount of people that are online, talking about craze and and trust me, I enjoyed that pairing too.
So
But
did I.
that was not the authentic Christina.
Well, I mean, it's not that I don't think it's the authentic Christina, and she was good with Blaze. However, even with Blaze, she was being shady as hell behind her sister's back.
Yeah.
She had talked to Blaze about keeping the baby, and Blaze was just like, wait, hold on. No, that's not what I was saying someday, not now, not this baby. But Christina was still planning on doing it.
Yeah.
So she was a little better with Blaze to a point,
Right.
but it wasn't like she was completely different. And I know, Donna, you say that you don't think she would have gone through with it, but she's showing us right now that she absolutely would have gone through with it.
Oh, yeah.
That baby is dead, and she can't even admit that it was supposed to be Molly and TJ's baby.
Right.
You think that alive should have had any other reaction?
Yeah.
And Molly hasn't completely been there for TJ either, but a lot of that is Molly and TJ are both grieving and dealing with their grief. And Molly, on top of it, she knew TJ had, misgivings about her sister.
Yep.
And kind of pushed for it. So she has that guilt on top of it.
Yep.
And they find out that Christina was planning on keeping the child, and it was TJ's biological child.
Yep.
So, I think that Molly and TJ are, trying to be supportive to each other, but also dealing with their own stuff. And Christina is just me, 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 me.
Yes.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's all she cares about is herself.
Yeah. And that's what it boils down to. And Shapiro points it out in the chat. People talk about Carly being on every day, but Christina's really taking the cake. And that's, of course, directed by Story.
And, people talk about Carly being on every day because they don't actually keep track. I mean, Carly wasn't on at all last week.
Right.
And that's fine. Yeah. I'm a Carly fan first, but I'm okay with her not being on every day or them having a week without her.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I can't even get into that conversation tonight.
All right. So while we were talking about Sam and doing her goodbye tour today, she did have a scene with Drew and Jason regarding their kids and how Scout and Danny are going to stay at the Quartermains for right now while she's in the hospital.
While she's recovering. Yep.
And she told Drew to take care of Scout and Jason to come around the Quartermains a little bit more often, but no bikes.
Yeah.
Because Danny's going through his own, issues right now, and he needs the stability.
It's funny. It's just like when Sam was in prison.
Yeah.
Scout and Danny stayed with the Quartermains. I don't think Drew was alive. Drew was presumed dead then, and Danny and Jason came to visit.
Yeah.
My God, I can't, but it's okay. Yep. So yes, so I think it's going to be very interesting when she dies, because I think Jason's going to take Danny. I think that was the entire point behind that conversation that him and Diane had.
Yes, exactly.
Was all about the fact that they knew Sam's dying in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So what's everybody wearing for the funeral? Just kidding. It's just too soon. Too soon.
Yeah, we'll have to that week that she does die. We'll have to start the show with a funeral dirge. Maybe get the rights to the Undertaker's theme song.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
It is.
I'm sorry. Right. I was at a point where I didn't care, just because I'm not a Sam fan. I have nothing against Chemo. I'm not a Sam fan, but I didn't care that she had been fired. Right. Her fans have pushed me from not caring to being very happy. I've gone from apathy to damn near ecstasy about it, quite frankly. And I'm going to be showing my ass all over Twitter when she dies. I really am, because I'm just done. Just warning you. Sorry.
So Steve, as far as I know, they're not killing off Finn. He's living in Seattle as a teaching doctor at a hospital out there.
Yeah.
and that is why Violet left today. Um, Jofield Love played it up. I love that little girl. She's awesome as an
Yep.
actor.
Today was her last episode.
Um, Tracy and coming in, and that broke my heart. I
The
teared up.
tea set thing. Yeah.
Yep, giving her
Yeah.
Lila's tea set,
And
and
then Violet saying leaving one cup for her, which was real
yep,
sweet. I
I
mean, I
I
can't
enjoyed
stand
that.
that kid as far as the character goes. She's a good little actress, but the
Yeah,
character was a little played out for me. But yeah, it was very touching. That scene was very
it,
touching. She's been really
it,
good in a lot of this storyline.
yeah. No, we're not going to see Michael Easton again. He was never slated to come back.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Um, there was an original rumor that there was, the rumor was that Finn would have got into an accident after, um,
Yeah.
after the rehab, and then Violet was going to stay, but they obviously changed their minds.
Yeah, I had also heard that there was a rumor that he was going to decide to do Dr. Self Borders and she was going to stay, but apparently they said, no, we're doing something different.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
I liked Violet with Tracy. I think Tracy softened up a lot. No,
mhm.
no matter how much she throws on that front that there's too many kids in the Quartermain house, and but with Violet, and then her scene with Laura about Ace and
Ace.
destroying the paint job in the playroom.
But
Uh,
she still loves them. You know what I mean? She's still like, this is, yeah, she's still, yeah.
yeah, amazingly. I want to thank all the 158 people that are watching tonight. Um, no
Nice.
matter where you're watching, definitely go ahead, go over to youtube.com/slash at Suds Media, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, like this video, or wherever you're watching. We're very happy with the chat and the interactions. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to keep on going as we have more to talk about from General Hospital and all the stuff. I like how um, Brooklyn and Chase are interacting.
Mhm.
They're gonna. I have a feeling they're gonna end up giving. They're gonna end up getting Brooklyn pregnant. I would say sooner rather than later.
Here's the thing, I'm not 100% sure they're going to do that. I mean, it's possible, but I'm 99.999999999% sure that Geo is Brooklyn's child that she gave up.
Well, that too.
So I'm not sure that they'll do both. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure that it's going to be revealed that at first I thought it was definitely going to be Dante's kid, but now I'm wondering if it's going to be Lucas's, if he's going to be Lucas's, because Lucas and Brooklyn dated as teens.
yeah. We said that
And
last
he's
week.
back and he was talking about being a father and all of that with Wiley. And so, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. I could see that, especially if
Hmm.
at the time Lucas was questioning his sexuality. So,
Hmm. Yeah,
maybe,
because, yep, he hadn't come out yet when he was dating Brooklyn. So,
so. But Lucas is playing a big role at the hospital now.
yes.
And
The
he,
hospital's playing a big role.
yes, yes.
General Hospital
Lucas,
has a hospital scene again.
I loved the brainstorming session with Lucas, Isaiah, and Elizabeth
Yeah,
on today's episode regarding who turned off or what happened to Lulu's uh,
ventilators.
yeah and why they shut down. Um, do you
I
think it
also,
was Cyrus, like the rumors are saying?
well, I mean, well, what did the rumor was that Cyrus was going to kill Sam by putting something in her IV bag. And actually, Kelly's mother retweeted a tweet that said that.
Yeah.
But now they're doing this whole ventilator thing. So now I'm wondering if it's Cyrus that's messing with the ventilators, but why would he have messed with Lulu's is the thing. If he's going to
Well,
kill Sam.
unless it was a quote unquote mercy killing.
Right, exactly. It's possible because he had said that he was going to give Laura the greatest gift that he could, so it could have been a mercy killing, especially with his newfound religion,
Yeah. But
sending
they
her to
already did that
Jesus and all
Angel
of
of
that.
Death storyline with Paul Hornsby not too long ago.
Paul Hornsby was a long, long time ago.
Well, it might have been close to a decade ago at this point.
Like,
Well, that's when Sabrina died.
yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. Holy cow.
Think about, yeah, yeah. So, yeah. So it's possible, but now they're focusing on these ventilators so much. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure that maybe that's what's going to kill Sam, but I don't know because I don't know that it's going to happen in. See, I thought the Cyrus thing kind of made sense
Yep.
because he feels bad for putting Lulu in the coma, so he's going to clear her way to Dante.
Yeah.
You know, and that would also, that would be the show not saying that liver transplants being a donor is a danger.
Yeah.
They go the ventilator route, and that's a little more of a gray area. Although, if he's the one doing that,
Yeah.
but I mean, it could be a lot of things. I mean, it could also be Sidwell.
Yeah, that's true.
It's Lucky's sister.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything from Sidwell other than the fact that Jack brought up to Jason and Anna
Yep.
that they found the bodies and Sidwell was not among them.
Yes, and the pilot was killed.
Yep.
That he had hired to fly them out of Africa. So, yeah, and they were pretty sure that it was Sidwell that did it. So, yeah, Sidwell's definitely coming because he was still
Yeah.
filming. So he's
Oh
going to
yeah.
show up in Fort Charles.
Yeah.
And
I
I also
want.
really liked the scene, just going back real quick to the hospital scene. I liked the scene with Elizabeth and Lucas when they were looking at Lulu's records, and they
Yeah.
both got that look on their face at the same time, and they as they understood what they saw. That just really that scene really struck me. I liked that scene a lot.
I agree. I did too. And I liked Lucky going up to Isaiah and pulling him um
Mhm.
into the stairwell, and we got a little bit more background in Isaiah and as to
Yep.
why he went out to Africa,
Yeah.
and just to do basic medicine for people that needed it. And the reason why he wouldn't operate again is because he lost a patient. And
Right.
we've seen, and it's a big thing among doctors, that God complex. I mean, hell,
Mhm.
we saw it with Patrick, over 10 years ago or 20 years ago when he came in. Um, and the fact that um, the way that he just said the hardest time of my life was ever having to say I
Yeah.
couldn't save your loved one. That's
Mhm.
why, it's like, I I don't know. I'm sorry, but I get it's a hit to your ego, but that shouldn't mean that you're going to stop doing your job. Like,
Right.
you didn't kill them.
Right. Well, another thing that struck me about those scenes because um Lucky was always more like Laura, and
Yeah,
Lulu originally was very, very Luke,
yeah,
very, and but it was interesting the whole, Laura being very understanding about, well, if Sam decides she doesn't want to do the surgery, I'll understand that. And,
yeah,
and then, but Lucky like pushing his friend,
yes,
you
yeah,
know what I mean? Which Laura wouldn't have done. She would have
right,
understood. So it's more making Lucky like Luke, which I love because I always thought Lucky should be more like Luke in a lot of
of
ways
course,
like that. But yeah, I that really struck me today too, as I was just like, wow, they're really showing that he's no longer like his mother
yeah,
as much as he is like his father. Because
exactly,
Luke would have been like, come on, you're doing the surgery. You got to do this for me.
agreed, yeah,
Get past your bullshit and do it.
yes, yes,
So,
are
and
exactly right.
that's, and he's
Yep,
going to do it, and Lulu's going to live,
yep,
and
and
GH is going to gain a transplant surgeon who's gotten
yes,
his mojo back.
yes, exactly. Although it's like you never hear about a doctor that's humble, so
Hmm.
very rarely you hear about a
Right.
doctor that's humble. So for Isaiah to say, I wanted to give back, I wanted to go do basic medicine because, I didn't feel comfortable doing that again. I mean, but at the same time, it's like you lose one, you lose uh one patient and you're gonna leave the country and give up your specialty and it's like, come on now, you can't be that soft.
Right.
Um, but whatever, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so person getting on my nerves, as I've said, is Portia. I cannot. Don't get me wrong. I love Brooke Kerr as an actress, but
Yes.
I cannot take the Portia character. I just can't.
I was just really annoyed with her being so hypocritical to Brad. I loved him blackmailing her. I thought that
I
was
did too.
great. He
Yep.
was very slick about how he did it. And I don't feel bad for her,
No, I don't.
especially with what a bitch she was to him.
But she has
With
to leave.
when she knew damn well she had done the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't blame her for doing it.
No, exactly.
She's trying, you know what I mean? But her being a bitch to Brad was just, yeah, not.
But
But
then when she goes to Curtis and says, "So remember how you told me not to get involved? Well, I did
I
get
did.
involved,
Yeah.
and I did this," and it's like, who knows about it? Oh, Ava, Ava, of all people.
But the thing is that she was right because Ava wouldn't do anything like that, wouldn't hurt Trina.
Yes.
And that's the thing is that Ava is actually probably the perfect person if somebody has
Yeah.
to know.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Um.
And I love the delicious chemistry between Ava and Rick.
Oh God. Yes.
God, I know that he's not long term, and I know that they're gonna probably, have him a little bit of a spoiler for Liz and Lucky for a little while, but I really want him and Ava. They
They
are
have
like,
tremendous chemistry.
and their characters, they are like a perfectly on paper, like
Yes.
both shades of gray, both, they have a contentious relationship with Sunny and
Yeah.
histories with crazy exes and tons of exes and the shady history and I just and they're such both good actors
They are.
too.
Yep.
Oh, yes, he kind of does a little bit, but I mean Jack was a good guy. Michael
Who's
Parks Jack was a good guy.
Who's Michael Park? I don't know who that is.
He so Ava Maura West was on As the World Turns as a
Oh
character
yeah.
named Carly, and her
Yep.
love interest was Jack, played by Michael
Oh, okay.
Park.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I actually, and for those of you who are wrestling fans out there, I actually put up a tweet earlier this week. I want to say over the weekend, and I took a picture of Rick Hurst, who obviously plays Rick, and a picture of Eric Bischoff, and they look like twins. I'm sorry, but I really feel like they could be twins. Um, if you happen to see that tweet, take a look. But I'm enjoying Rick Hurst on set. I think
Mhm.
he brings a lot of, because he is a controversial character, but as Alexis says, he's a good attorney, and he
Mhm.
goaded Christina. That that scene between um, Rick and Ava's like, "You set this whole thing up." She's like, "Yeah, I found out that I asked Sam to come to dinner first,
Mhm.
um, and she said that she couldn't, but said that Christina and Alexis were having dinner at the Port Charles Grill. So yeah, I kind of concocted it.
Yeah, it was great.
I
It really was.
you know
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
that
I,
was
I thought,
also an unexpected and if I had thought about it, I would, have gone, "Oh yeah, that'd be a great pair." It just didn't occur to me until I saw it in my face on my screen, and
yeah,
I love it and I want more.
yep. So it seems. I mean, is Rick? I mean, in the past, other than Elizabeth, I think Rick has been with all the same women that Sonny has.
Yeah, he was married to Alexis. He
Yep.
slept with Sam.
He's been married to Nina.
He was married to Nina, but he didn't sleep with Nina because he was sleeping with her mother, and that was a scam. He
Yeah.
blackmailed Claudia into sex, so that was, you know, rape. But that's, um, but yeah. Do you sleep with Faith? I can't remember.
I don't know. Are we going to talk about Kai?
Well, I mean, there's not tons to talk about yet. We know who the actress is. I think it's interesting that his name is Jens, which is the name of the first name of the character of Sidwell,
Oh, yes.
which is interesting because so I'm wondering if that's where they got the name for the character of Sidwell.
Could be. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
So, for those of you who don't know, I believe Kai is going to be the new love interest for
Trina,
Trina.
yes, he
So,
has been cast. He is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece of man, which I love on a soap opera.
and uh, Angela sent me a message earlier saying, "Watch out for the Sabrina fans' meltdowns
Oh my
because they're
God,
coming."
right? Oh, it's already started. It's already started. So the actor's name is Jens Austin Astrup, and he's beautiful. And him and Trina, he's starting in November. Him and Trina are going to meet at Port Charles University because Trina's going back to school and getting her life back.
Yep.
And she's meeting a very fine piece of man. And if you want to see some really good pictures of him that I stole off his Instagram, go over to my Twitter, Brooklyn74. I have them. Oh yeah, they're already losing their shit. They're already mad. You know.
And it's like, and they have amped up their attacks on poor Nicholas Alexander Chavez's real life girlfriend. It's like
Leave
it's like
that girl alone.
I
Sorry.
just and you're right, Shapira. It's showing the true colors of Sabrina fans because here's the thing, and not all Sabrina fans. I have to preface that because I got into
Yeah.
some kind of a debate with um with some, I want to say, craze fans, but like here's the thing. I understand you have your favorites, whether it's character, romance, relationship, whatever, but not but not to the point where you're harassing people in their real life who all have nothing to do with General Hospital and calling for the executive producer or all these people to be fired and tagging Nathan Varney and Frank Valentini in every little thing. Like,
Yeah.
that is harassment.
Yeah.
You're right, Jeb. They are unhinged.
It's absolutely unhinged. And they go after his real life girlfriend. There's a subset of them that think that he's secretly in love with Tabiana Ali. I'm not even kidding. The
Oh
tweets
my
exist.
God.
He's secretly in love with Tabiana Ali, but somehow this girl is controlling him. They call her a stalker for posting pictures of her and her boyfriend in her Instagram profile, because every 20ish, every girl in her 20s doesn't do that constantly.
Right.
I see more pictures of my daughter's boyfriends in their profiles than I see of them. Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah.
He does not have a baby with this girl. They're not married. He is with her because he wants to be.
Yeah.
He's never going to sleep with you. Knock it off.
I hope that
Sorry.
he comes on one day and cuts the most scathing promo on all these people and says, "You all need to go get a fucking life." And that's all
Or
there
a
is.
therapist.
Right.
That can prescribe meds.
Sprina was a fictional couple, a fictional relationship between two fictional characters on a fictional fucking show.
I saw a tweet today. Somebody had reposted a video of when they were making out in the pool they were kissing in the pool when he was on the show on Metro Court, and one of them had said, "Oh, he was about to untie that bikini top. He was about to untie her top, and then he remembered they were filming."
Oh,
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. And that's okay. He's not in love with Tabiana Ali. She's not in love with him. Knock it off. It's okay. They're fiction. They don't even keep in touch. And
No.
that's okay too. They were
And,
coworkers. They're no
yeah.
longer coworkers.
And he erased everything General Hospital off its social media. Everything.
And he unfollowed her
Yep.
and Sydney Michaela, who played the other Trina.
Yep.
She was technically the second Trina, but this first one that he worked with. And Avery Pohl, who played Esme. He
Yeah.
stayed friends with Eden McCoy
Yep.
and I think Evan Hoffer on his social media.
Right.
He
Yeah.
didn't unfriend these people.
Yeah.
So, and every time she's asked, even when he was on the show, when she was asked who she hung out with off screen, her best friend now is Avery Pohl and has been since she started.
Yeah.
They live across the street from each other and hang out constantly. He's never on her list. And that's okay. I'm not saying that they hate each other.
Right.
I'm saying they were coworkers. They're no longer coworkers. They're not in each other's lives. And you people need therapy.
And
Stop
that
it.
and this, my friends, is brought to you by the fine folks at BetterHelp. No, they're not a sponsor.
Right?
I wish they would be at this point. But yes, these people need
And
a therapist.
Donna, you are so right. Peter Reckel and Kristen Alfonso, Bo and Hope, one of the biggest super couples in soapdom from Days of Our Lives,
Yep.
despised each other for years when they were paired. Despised each other. And nobody knew until years later when they said it, after they had gotten
Now,
past it.
correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't um, Steve Burton and Kelly Monaco not get along for a long time during the J Sam romance?
Um, Probably at like the beginning, and then like after he came back, there was a lot of
Mhm.
tension because she wanted Sam to stay with Billy Miller's character. So she really wanted out of she didn't want Jason and Sam.
Mhm.
And there was a lot of contention there. Yes.
Okay. So
Um,
yeah,
and I
I
mean,
mean,
Maurice Bernard has talked about how he was an absolute total douche nozzle to Tom or Braun,
yep.
and how he was an absolute douche nozzle to after they broke up, Jason and Courtney. Him and Steve Burton were horrible to the Alicia Lee Willis, who played Courtney.
Yeah.
Kimberly McCullough has talked about how Steve Burton was, an ass to her way back in the day, and then they got past it. But yeah,
Yeah. And it happens, unfortunately. It's like
right.
you got to remember, and Donna's right. It's real, REAL, versus real,
Hmm.
REEL.
Hmm.
And you have language between fact and fiction and
Right.
real life and everything.
Hmm.
Uh, so it just happens that you know it is. It's like, and that's one of the things I've been questioning about the fans on social media is if they can even distinguish between what's on screen compared to what's in real life. Like
Well, they
for
sit
these
there.
people that are spending money buying billboards because of a fictional couple, like they had a plane fly over the Prospect Park studios.
And
So,
here's my thing. If people want to spend their money on that stuff, that's fine. I don't care. My problem is when they think that it means that the show owes them something
right,
because they did it. Because here's the thing. You could deliver a suitcase full of unmarked bills of $1 million to Frank Valentini, and he still doesn't owe your ship shit or
yeah,
your fake character or anything else, because that's not how it works. It's not pay to play. Period.
right,
End of story. I have no problem with grown adults spending their money how they want to. Quite frankly, at this point, the Kelly Monaco fans are probably lucky that Frank didn't have Sam killed by a falling billboard with the way they've been acting. But, he
that would have
chose
been
to go
great.
high with them going low. But spending that money is fine. It just doesn't entitle you to anything. The
Right,
show doesn't owe you. I see, I'll say the nice name, the liaison fans all the time saying that the show owes them. They've waited for so long, yada, yada, yada. Well, there are fan bases who have waited longer. Jason and Carly fans have waited longer. And you know what? We're not owed shit because that's not how it works.
right, exactly.
You are owed a show every day at the time it airs in your area. That's it.
So, so Chad says a falling billboard death actually happened on Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
I never watched that, so I couldn't tell you that. Who is RKK that's being mentioned in the chat room?
Um, Robert Robert Kelker Kelly. He played Stavros.
Okay.
Um, he was the last Stavros, the one that got frozen. He's an absolute creeper,
Okay.
an absolute creeper, and he was like dating an underage girl, and he ended up marrying her, I think. But he was absolutely creepy to his co-stars and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, very, very creepy. He's a
So
total
he
creep.
was the most recent Stavros, the one that was
Yes,
frozen and
yes.
then fell into the
He
bottom of.
was he was the Bo Brady recast on Days of Our Lives years ago.
Oh,
When
okay.
they had recast.
Hmm. Wow.
So
Okay. Well, let's. All right. So there was a question. So no love interest for Geo. And then there's something about. I'm just looking at Twix right now, and 10th floor posted. Firmly established college student Geo will not be dating firmly established high schooler Aiden anytime soon. I didn't
right.
even think that was an option.
A lot of people were wondering if he was for Aiden. I didn't think that because they've said that he's a college student who's old enough to drink. Um, I don't know if they're making him gay or not. It looks to me, I mean, they're bringing on this new character for Trina.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to bring on other characters in that age group, which they really should? We'll see. Um, we don't know what they're doing with Molly and Dex.
Right. Yeah.
I would rather they be siblings, but are they going to have them end up in a relationship? We don't know. But if so, then that frees Joss.
Yeah.
They were originally planning on Geo and Trina, but as everybody knows, there have been a lot of changes. I mean,
Yes.
they really spent the July dark weeks rewriting everything. They like upended everything and turned everything on its head.
Yeah.
That's when the choice was made not to kill off Ava, and it was going to be the other one instead, and that was a lot of choices, a lot of things were changed.
Yeah.
So we don't know. We'll see.
Yep.
But I don't,
We
I
will.
mean, I can't imagine that they're going to leave him love interestless. But if they're making him someone's kid, he
That's the
has a
story for right
storyline
now.
to deal with, right?
Yeah. Exactly. I mean,
And
and they've been referencing his family life a lot over the most recent past. So
oh yeah, they had him in Brooklyn. Also have that whole scene about mothers making cookies and all of that stuff in the kitchen, and then him and Violet, and yeah,
so yeah.
yeah, they're watch for falling anvils.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And Roadrunners.
Yeah.
Um. So a couple quick things to go over before we get out of here. Um. So I did happen to see the scene with Ned, Drew, and Michael, and how they finally are getting the shares of ELQ back from Valentine, but they're going to be held for however 60 days or whatever before they can be
Hmm.
released. And then they're like, oh yeah, well, um the kids proxies, or the shares will be given back to the kids, and then about Drew's shares, he can't control them because he'll be in politics, so it'll be a
Hmm.
conflict of interest. And Drew's like, well, who's going to control them? You? And I was like, well, I'm the most obvious choice.
Which was ridiculous because all of those children have parents
Yeah,
that
exactly.
most of them have their own voting shares. Drew has his, Scout
Yep.
already has voting shares that, you know what I mean? Well, I mean, Valentin controlled Scouts because Sam
Yeah.
gave them to him, but still, I mean, these kids have parents that can control. It was very weird of Ned.
Yeah.
The way I was just like, Ned is not the one in the right here. And Michael doesn't know that it's going to be interesting if Drew makes Michael in charge of all of his stuff and then the truth comes out.
Yes.
about Drew and Willow.
And I think that's probably how it's going to come out.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
I mean, he's going to win the election, and then all of a sudden there's a scandal. I mean, it's like
Mhm.
it's going to be the quickest disgraced politician in New York.
It's an
So
affair. He's not even married. I
that's
mean,
true.
Willow's married, but Nina's not married. He's not married. It's
Yeah. So I mean, there's still going to be some stuff, some meat on the bone to go through there.
yes.
And instead of the love triangle, they'll probably go with the financial aspect of ELQ and going
Mhm.
that route because it's like, to be fair, I mean, I know that Drew thought Ned was the one that called the SEC on him and Carly, and that
Mhm.
they found out it wasn't. So why still all the animosity? Obviously, because Valentine or Ned sided with Valentine,
Right.
but either way, yes, Matt being the leader of the hashtag Sprina movement. Um,
Oh God. Don't start. Don't you start.
um, but yeah, so it's you know, I just I know that the Quartermains are normally quarrelsome, but
Mhm.
I do want to see them kind of pull together. Now that Valentine is out of the picture.
Well, they'll have a moment of pulling together around Sam's death. But
Yep.
that's what the Quartermains do. They pull together for a moment and then everything will explode.
Yeah. Well,
They'll pull together around Sam's death for the kids,
yeah.
but then everything's going to blow up again.
And Quiet Star, Ned has already told Michael that he trusts him. He just doesn't trust Drew. He
Yeah.
said that Michael has what's best for business down pat. It's just he doesn't, trust Drew, which I understand.
And like Ned was bitching to Olivia that, they're betraying him and they're going against him again, but Michael just wanted to think about things.
Yeah.
It was like really weird. Ned's thing was real weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I mean, I just think, at this point they're trying to create some kind of interest in ELQ
Yeah.
because it's a legacy company. So it's almost a relative failure at this point. With that whole thing, I want because you got to remember Michael is also in charge of Aurora.
No, he's
Um,
not.
well, that's right, Curtis
Drew
is.
made Curtis the
That's right. Yeah,
acting CEO, which was a huge slap in the face to Michael, but Drew was just like, "No, we need you concentrating on ELQ,"
yeah. So
which was
it's
ridiculous
like
because Michael
I
had run Aurora before, but
yeah.
okay.
I think I like how Olivia comes in as Ned is bitching, and Olivia's like, I don't need
I
to
don't
hear
have
it
time
anymore.
for your bullshit. I just
Yeah,
don't have time for it. You're just going to have your man flu somewhere else, baby. Go cry to your mama, not to me. I don't have time for your shit. I'm dealing with my son.
yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
god. It was great. I loved it. I loved her just being like, "I love you."
Yeah.
No.
Um, Lois though, and I like how there was a comment. Oh, your Bensonhurst is coming out,
Yeah, with
and
the
she's like, oh,
accent thing. Yeah.
yeah. And she's like, oh, that's all right. I'll talk to
Yeah.
I'll the speech coach is only for TV.
Yes.
Let's see. What else have we covered everything? Um, oh yeah, the whole reason why this um Sasha thing is so intriguing is because Sasha's getting a lot of she's in a lot of different things right now.
Mhm.
And she went to Michael to ask for money for the horse farm um for Cody
What the
because
hell
Cody
is Tracy's problem? I love her, but what the F?
yeah, I is it all right, so here's another rumor that's out there. Are they going to eventually pair up Tracy and Cody
I don't think
as
so.
another May December romance.
it's possible because he's gonna be single, but I don't know. I think it would be weird and ruin them. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe
I
I
mean,
would
I
love
get.
the look on Ned's face would be freaking hysterical. But
But
part of me also thinks there's a possibility that they're just gonna get rid of Cody with this
I
whole
hope not.
Serenity thing.
Yeah, I hope not. I like
I hope
Cody.
not too. I like him. I just don't know where else they would put him is the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Unless they're bringing on somebody else because I mean, I could see this all coming out about, them being cousins and stuff and Tracy buying Serenity
for Cody.
for
Yeah,
Cody,
I mean,
so he
yeah,
can, lick his wounds somewhere else kind of thing. But she'll still, be able to stay in touch with him. Um, but I don't know. I don't know where else
yeah,
they'd put Cody is the thing because, Dante and Lulu. And then if Geo is Dante's, then he's going to be thrown into this thing with Chase in Brooklyn. And Chase was
mhm,
already like put off about Dante and Brooklyn having any kind of history.
yeah,
But even if Chase, even if it's not Dante, if it's Lucas,
right,
she still kept this secret from Chase. There's no chance of her pairing up with Lucas. So I guess they could put her with, they could have her and Cody have a thing, but they haven't shown, they haven't really gone anywhere near
yeah,
that, but there's still time, I guess. But then where do they put Chase?
right. So we'll, I mean, it all
Actually,
just
they could
remains to be
put
seen.
Chase back with Willow because Drew's not
They could,
ending up with Willow. So they could put
right.
Chase and Willow back together. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking aloud while you're talking. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
So Shapira, I want to say thank you so much for the boost of encouragement and the compliment saying I want to say Vinny and Angela, I'm loving your positive energy. It's refreshing. Well, see, here's the thing. I and I've said it before. I enjoy the show as the show goes. I have my favorites. I have the people that I like, but you know what? The show goes on regardless of who's in or who's out. It's the same thing.
Exactly.
I've been a WWE fan since the late '80s. Hulk Hogan left and went to their competition, and WWE remained. Steve Austin retired. The Rock went to Hollywood.
Mm,
WWE is the content, the constant. So it's the same thing with
yeah.
General Hospital. I'm going to continue to watch it because I
Mhm.
enjoy it.
And
And
that's my thing too. I have my favorites. I mean, everybody knows it's Carly and the
yep,
pairing of Carly and Jason, but I also like other Carly pairings. But I watch the show for the show. And I've
mhm,
had Sam fans say to me, "How would you feel if it was your favorite?" I'd be sad that my favorite was gone, and I
yep.
would continue to watch the show.
Somebody asked on Twitter, I bet if it was Maurice leaving, you wouldn't have the same kind of comment because I made a comment about Kelly Monaco leaving. And I said, you know what? The comment would be the same because Maurice Bernard is not General Hospital. He's a character, he's a lead, but he's not the whole show. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, you know, Angela's already packing his moving van. So,
I was going to say, my comments wouldn't be the same. I would be, my entire timeline would be, drunk tweeting celebratory, champagne fueled weeks upon weeks upon weeks of just all kinds of showing my ass. And it's a big old ass. So I'm just saying, if it was Mo, I would be beside myself. Well, I mean, the thing is that Sarah Joy Brown was my absolute favorite Carly. And I did not like Tamara Braun's Carly. And I liked her when she got involved with Lorenzo. So I loved their
okay.
chemistry, but I hated her Mrs. Corinthos shit. And I just did not like her at all. And she'd taken over for this actress that I loved, loved, loved. And Carly itself was my favorite character still. But a lot of the times she wasn't even Carly to me. And I
Hmm.
still watched the show and liked it.
Yeah. And that's what it boils down to.
You
Five
know?
star, I think
So
Lulu and Dante is endgame. So
yeah.
Lulu and Cody, Lulu and Chase, I don't think that'll work out. And And here's the other thing is that, you know, we found out about the complication that Isaiah is coming out of retirement to do the surgery for.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and here's the thing. We're going to get the successful surgery for Lulu, but that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that she's actually going to wake up yet.
Right.
You know, so I mean, everybody's thinking, the Lulu and Dante. First of all, Dante's going to end up grieving for Sam because
Right.
that's who he's with right now. Which I
Mhm.
love the Dante pairing. I'm not going to deny that, but
I do too. But
Lulu and Dante are endgame. I want to see
right.
who the new Lulu is going to be. I mean, we already know who it's going to be. I want to see
Right.
how she
How
plays
she's going to
Lulu.
be. I think we're getting fiery, fun Lulu back again. I
That
think
would be
she's going to be
fantastic.
more like Julie Marie Berman's than
Emmy Riley, yeah,
Emmy Riley's, and I'm hoping for that too, because
I am
that's
too.
Lulu. I
Because the
want
thing
that
is, like,
Lulu back.
so many people were saying, "Oh yeah, M. Riley was never called by Frank Valentini to come back as Lulu," and it's like, I'm happy for that. She's a great actor. She's not Lulu. She's not a
Right.
Spencer.
No.
So I never got into the Lulu character while she was playing Lulu.
Hmm.
And it takes nothing away from the actor. It's just the character traits. The Julie Berman was fantastic. I love Julie Berman. I
Amazing.
wish she would come back,
Oh
but she's
God.
retired from Hollywood.
Hmm.
She's a family
They
person
begged. They
now.
asked. They. You know.
I mean, I would have backed up the money truck, the Brinks truck, to get her out of
Hmm.
retirement. But that's just it.
Yep. Yeah. So. Yeah, I think that we're getting good fun Lulu back, and I'm excited about that. And it's going to be, Lulu and Dante working their way back to each other. He's going to have
Yeah.
to get past grieving Sam and his guilt,
You know, and and
and
and not to mention, Lulu's gonna have a lot to process when she wakes up. The fact
yeah,
that Bobby died, the fact that Luke died, the
yes,
fact that all these
her
other
kids have
things.
grown up. You
Yeah,
know, while she was in this coma, she's been in this coma. Life has gone on. Yeah,
yeah,
so it's going to be a road back to each other. Well, just like, I mean, Liz and Lucky are in game,
yeah,
and they're going to have a road back to each other too.
yeah, which has already started.
Yes.
And
But it's gonna be a road.
it is, and it's gonna be a process. And you know what? That happens in real life. And here's the
Hmm.
thing: is that I love the thing about soap operas that I absolutely love, and I get into it. And I don't watch Young and the Restless. I don't watch Bold and the Beautiful. I don't watch Days that much. I watch GH, I watch The Bay, and I watch Studio City. Those are my soaps because of the
Hmm.
fact that I enjoy the um, I enjoy the escape, but they also do deal with real life issues at times. So
Hmm.
for every time that there's a weather controlling device, um, there's gonna
Yep.
be this idea of you have to deal with
Hmm.
real life, and that's what it boils down to. We just hit the 200 viewer mark. Thank you so much for tuning in, 200 people. Go ahead, hit
Wow.
that subscribe button, like the video, turn on that notifications bell wherever you're watching here. And if you're not watching on our YouTube page, go subscribe to our YouTube page,
Yes.
youtube.com/at suds-media. Um, but yeah, it's just, you know, I know that there's a lot going on in soaps in general. And, we as fans are going to be on quite a ride when Lulu does wake up
Yeah.
because we're going to be reliving a lot of it as we go, as we watch her relive it and learn about it. And you're right, Shapira. The fact that Brooklyn and Maxie are friends.
That's gonna
Um,
be so great.
yes.
That's gonna be really, really exciting.
Well, yeah, because Lulu and Brooklyn were never good friends
Hmm.
because of how Carly paid Brooklyn to break up her and Dante, or to break up Lulu and Dante.
Hmm.
That was not this. That was not Amanda Setton. That was the previous Brooklyn.
And I mean, Maxie and Sam are friends too. So that's going to be, Maxie could have some really good stuff through this too. She's
Yeah.
thankful to have Lulu back, but mourning the loss of Sam.
Can I just say that when they did the recast of Lulu and M. Ryland was coming in, when they had that one scene where Julie Berman came to Maxie in a dream because of the, you know, again, another surrogacy storyline. And Julie Berman was yelling at Maxie for being so irresponsible with the fetus because, the fetus died. And then as soon as she had the miscarriage, um, Spinelli and Maxie slept together, and how they had Julie Berman just do that sign off, that just that goodbye scene. I loved it.
Hmm.
I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I do like when they break the fourth wall every so often. But
Yes.
all right. So we are just about out of time. It's been an hour and a half. Again, thank you so much for watching. We're for 200 people. That's
Time
fantastic.
when we're having fun with all our good friends.
Yes, thank you so much for the chat. Tony, David,
Mhm.
Taiwan, Shapira, Chad. Let's see, I saw Julia up there earlier. Quiet Star 81, Donna, Matt. So we
Nate,
had a lot of
is
people.
here, and yeah, it's been great.
Yes, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week, Monday night, 8 p.m. Just so happens I have to work early tomorrow morning, so I'd be up at 3:30 a.m. So that comes very quick. And I found out today that I have a torn meniscus. So just a lot of stuff happening all around. Um, but we will be back next Tuesday. Now, remember, go ahead, sign up for our Patreon, patreon.com/Suds and Squirt Circle, because you will get Dockside at the Bay. You're going to get Take Me Down to Studio City and Sports Entertainment Center, as well as Angela Answers Fan Mail early for the Patreon subscribers before they hit the YouTube and the RSS podcast feeds. So go subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/Suds and Squared Circle. But I want to thank you all for joining. And by the way, if you want to help us out, we don't have the super chat function yet, but if you want to help us out, buy me a coffee. So buymeacoffee.com/Suds Media. And help us out. If you are a WWE fan, you want some WWE merchandise, go to our affiliate link, which is suds-media.com/wrestling merch. And again, go ahead and mark your calendars. Saturday, November 16th, starting at 12 noon, we're going to be doing a 24-hour charity telethon to benefit the organization Samantha's Friends. Check them out, samanthasfriends.org. And Donna, I know you're retired. We'll definitely buy you some lattes as well.
After we get through the telethon, because
yes,
I'm gonna need all the caffeine.
Me too.
I'm
We're
old.
going to be
This is
doing
gonna.
a 24-hour, and there's going to be a lot of podcasters helping out.
Yes.
It's not just going to be me. It's not just going to be Angela. Kim from Dockside of the Bay is going to be taking a shift. John from Chair Shot Sports. Princess Skywalker is going to take some time, and just some other stuff from the Suds and Squared Circle Media, as well as the new Chair Shot Media, Chair Shot Sports group that we're working on. So there's going to be a lot of people. We're going to be streaming on multiple platforms, and it's all to benefit. Samantha's Friends. So we're working on some celebrity guest interviews as well to come on. So make sure to mark that calendar down. Mark that on your calendar. But we are out of time for tonight.
Yes.
Angela, thank you so much. Great show as always. Chat, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Matt. We love the interaction now. And 200 people, thank you so much. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, get notified, like this video, leave comments. It helps with the engagement. So, for Angela, I'm Vinnie. We'll see you next Monday, 8 p.m. right here for Suds News. Have a great night, everybody.